Audio live, please. Yeah, diddy die, diddy die, die, die. 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 Yeah, diddy die, 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 die. One more time. Yeah, diddy die, diddy die, die, die. Yeah, diddy die. Okay. Likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat lekala, lekala, lecha dodi. Likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat lekala, lekala. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom u'mevarach. Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach. Dodi li v'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim. Dodi li
We're welcoming all of you to our service this evening from our outdoor Beit Tfilah. As always, you can find a link to our prayer book pages in the PDF for the service in the comments. Important information will appear in the comments during the service, and for that we thank Dave Zucker and Riley Hendricksy for managing our streaming. Please say hi if you are watching us on Facebook Live by typing Shabbat Shalom and click enter in the comments line. On this Shabbat, we are leading a hybrid service. At home, please make sure that you can access the prayer book pages PDF. For those here in person, we will use the prayer card you pick up on your way in, and you take those home with you. We don't want them back. And whatever you may leave on them, so you can take them back home. They're yours.
It's not that we don't trust you.
They are yours. For immediate technological help, please text CBT's technical support line at 913-303-1134. And if you have feedback about tonight's service, not about the weather, but about other things, you may be able to take some notes and write an email and write us back during the week with your comments. And we thank you in advance for your help. It's wonderful to be together there and here on this Shabbat. We welcome Shabbat together. Bless us, O God, with Shabbat peace and serenity. We are grateful, O God, for the heritage of Shabbat and for the companionship of those with whom we have gathered. May our coming together help us to banish worry and anxiety and enable us to share a moment of true Shabbat joy. On this Erev Shabbat, we lift our spirits, if not our voices, asking for the blessings of friendship and of peace. On page number 1 on the prayer card, we continue with Baruch Hu. You're welcome to stand in your place.
Baruch Hu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Each time we together recite the Shema, we express our belief in the one invisible and incomparable God. Each time we recite the Shema, we link ourselves to all the generations of Jews who steadfastly recited these sacred words. Each time we recite the Shema, we reaffirm the one God in the parent of us all, and that of God's children, we're all related by a bond that transcends difference of origins and of beliefs.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. Ve'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Egypt is symbolic of any bondage, of any slavery. In hearing the song of the sea, we think about our present experience of redemption, as well as the historic redemption of Israel from Egypt in our past. Every day, said the rabbis, we're sold into slavery. Every day we are delivered. And every day we experience the miraculous as real as that at the sea. This is an opportunity for everybody to participate, if not singing, but with your hands for sure.
Let me see you clapping and dancing. Mi kamoka ba'elim Adonai, mi kamoka nedavat kodesh, mi kamoka ba'elim Adonai, mi kamoka nedavat kodesh. Norat ilos ozeh belem, norat ilos ozeh belem Adonai yimloch le'olam. Malchut tekara u'banecha bokei hayam yifnei Moshe Miriam ze'elianu ve'amu ze'elianu ve'amu Adonai yimloch le'olam. Here we go. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
There you go. You did great. Help us, O God, to lie down in peace. May we so live that we can face the whole world with serenity. May we lie down in peace tonight and awaken tomorrow to a richer and fuller life. Page number 2.
Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. V'fos aleinu sukat shlomecha, v'fos aleinu sukat shlomecha.
has blown the marketplace away, there is a song in the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. An eternity utters a day. 6 days a week we wrestle with the world. On Shabbat, we especially care for the seed of eternity planted in our souls.
ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת שבת ויהי נפש.
This moment during the service, we have an opportunity to use this time to pray privately. We begin on page number 2 with the Amidah. It continues through page number 3. You may choose to pray it silently, facing east, which is that way. It's what I'm going to do. You can also use this time at home or here to offer your own prayers and private meditation. We will all come back together for a shared song at the end.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanoran, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geulah Livnei Bneihem, L'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'Ezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon L'chol Shalom. Ki atahu melech adon L'chol Shalom. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. L'tov elecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשומרך. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
On page number 4, we continue now with a prayer for those in need of healing. You may access the Mishaberach list through the e-news that you received this morning, or you can follow the link in the comments. If you would like to offer names, please type them in the comments so we can all see them. Please go ahead and type them. And we also invite those in person here to offer names as well. Now, if we can hear them, but you can at least, as I go around.
Mi sheberach avotenu lekol havracha emotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
As we think of those in need of healing, we also offer a prayer for those who help in healing, first responders and health workers around our world. May the one who blessed and let our forebears give countenance to those who provide help for the ill and troubled among us. May they be filled with fortitude and courage, endowed with sympathy and compassion, as they give strength to those at their side. May they fight against despair and continue to find within themselves the will to reach out to those in need. And in their love of others, may they feel the blessing of community and the blessing of renewed faith.
Mi sheberach imotenu lekol havracha avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema.
It is now time for our Simcha moment. Please, if you're so moved to share a special Simcha, a joy from this past week, by typing your Simcha in the comments line or standing where you are. It may include your birthday, anniversary, good news, and accomplishments of all and any kind. Please, just a few words and then click enter. And if we have anybody standing here, I don't see one person here. Go ahead, tell us, I will repeat it. Andrea Sivelman turned 60 years old. Yes?
I have two. One is I have my guitar back. For those of you who are watching the saga of my 12-string, a very dear friend of mine fixed it, and it seems to be working okay. And my other one is all y'all. I've been working so hard on this, planning this, that I did not realize what it would mean. I'm just going to stop talking now.
Anybody else? So for today, I have something related to the calendar this week. And it is this week on Wednesday evening is the commemoration of Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, that commemorates traditionally the destruction of the first and second temples. And we haven't done one of these poems, I think, since I'm here, so here we go. This is the most famous poem by a medieval poet called Judah Halevi. And this poem is actually included in the prayer book the traditional prayer book for Tisha B'Av. It's a long poem, so we're only going to read a few of the opening stanzas. That is very famous, the openings at least in Hebrew says, Tzion alo tishali lishlom asiraich. Zion, have you no greetings for your captive hearts, your last remaining flock who send you messages of love? Here are greetings for you from west and east, from north and south, from near and far, from every side. Greetings also from a certain man, a captive of your love, who pours his tears like dew on Mount Hermon and longs to shed them on your slopes. My voice is like a jackal's when I mourn your suffering, but when I dream of how your exiles will return, I turn into a liar. And that last phrase inspired one of the stanzas of Jerusalem of Gold, when the refrain says, Halo shiraich ani kinor. And lo lechol shiraich ani kinor. To all your songs I am kinor, comes from this poem by Judah Halevi, Ani kinor leshiraich. So now
Beautiful.
you know. And that's actually an homage from Naomi Shemer to this famous poem by Judah Halevi. Our simchas don't stop there today, because we have the simcha of installing our board. And our board is composed of many individuals. So we're going to do the following to be able to install everybody properly. So, first of all, if you serve on the board and you're joining us on Facebook Live, please type board member so that you can be recognized by everybody. And if you're with us here this evening, please stand in your place. And Larry is standing too, by the way. He is on the board.
And Dave, did you get all the way back there too in the yellow? I can't tell who everybody is because of the masks. Sorry, I just got to make sure everybody's represented. Let's stand.
He has a name tag. I mean, you should.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't read your name tag from here.
And just in case, I am going to go down the list so everybody knows who you are and why you're here. Our offices are Scott Franklin, President, and then we have Boyd Bolter, First Vice President. Larry Meyer is our Vice President. Aaron Tarjan is also our vice president. Howard Pitler is our treasurer. Lauren Aronson is secretary, and Barry Katz is immediate past president. And the following individuals are members of our board of trustees: Jeff Antoniewicz, Debbie Bass, Mickey Bowen, Joanne Harris, Emily Kirstein, Stan Osman, Jeff Ross, Stephen Steigman, Kathleen Stone, and Zach Swivelman. Now, since we're outside, we can actually applaud. We can do this outside. Yeah.
That's way easier with sweaty hands, I gotta tell you.
But before we continue, I want to at least offer a prayer and special prayer blessing for our new board. And we call it a new board, although some of you are coming back and some of you have been here for a while on the board. But it is a new board, and that is a new group, and every year that we gather together, it's a different group, and we have a different dynamic, so it is new every year. Holy One of blessings, bestow your blessings on our leaders who have been elected to serve our congregation. Instill in them with insight and understanding, perseverance as well as patience. Inspire them to work together in pursuit of our community's greatest aspirations, even as they watch over its daily needs. Oh God, we are thankful for their dedication and giving spirit that brings these men and women before you, prepared to devote their energies to your service and to the benefit of us all. Grant success to their endeavors and help them lead us in the pursuit of our sacred mission. Now we invoke upon you the ancient blessings of our tradition. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'ishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
Amen.
May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav alecha ve'asem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. So we honor each one of you on our board, as well as those who have shared a simcha on this evening with us. We are grateful for the gifts that each one of you brings to our sacred community. So now we join together as we mark this sacred occasion.
And I just want to be clear, this is also for all of you out there, because you're doing what you need to stay healthy. I have mad respect for that. So you too. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh.
Quickly, I am actually going to do my message. I thought if I was in the sun, I may not be able to survive, but look at that. It's prearranged.
It's a gift.
So let's get right into it. So we get the shade that we need. As I mentioned earlier, this Wednesday evening in the Jewish calendar marks the traditional day of the destruction of the first and second temples. The first one by the Assyrians in 586 before the Common Era, and the second by the Romans in the year 70 of the Common Era. During Tisha B'Av, we read one of the 5 Megillot, one of the 5 scrolls, and we read Megillat Eicha, the scroll of lamentations. There is a direct connection between Eicha, the Hebrew name of the Megillah, and the Torah portion for this Shabbat. And if our cameraman doesn't mind, I'm going to step down here into the shade because I spoke too soon. And there you go. How's that? There you go. See? Well, there is a will, there is a way. So a few verses into the parasha, Moses expresses doubts again, about being able to handle all the people. And remember, they have grown to a lot of people. They had 40 years in the desert to do this, so there were tons of them. So Moses says, Eicha esa levadi. In other words, the word Eicha, which means something like wherefore or how can I bear unaided the trouble of all of you, the burden and the bickering. It is a common traditional practice to actually chant these specific verses in the Torah to the tune, to the trope that is usually different. It's kind of a sorrowful trope that is chanted. That's how we chant Eicha, the book of Lamentations. Remember that that is a way also, I think, of adding another connection between the Torah portion and the holiday or the commemoration. It's not a holiday, it's a commemoration of Tisha B'Av. On the Haftarah, the reading that we do in the mornings that goes with the Torah portion, the reading from the prophets, there we also find the word Eicha. It says something like, again, how may you believe that you will have any positive perspectives. So again, all the mentions in the Torah, in Lamentations, in the Haftarah, the word Eicha means not very positive prospects for whatever comes next. But the Haftarah itself from Isaiah ends with these words: Zion shall be redeemed through justice, and those who return to her through compassionate righteousness. Tzion b'mishpat tiphadeh v'shaveha bitzdaka. Zion shall be redeemed through justice, and those who return to her through compassionate righteousness. Remember that all the Haftarah readings on this Shabbat and the previous Shabbat until today are called the Haftarot, the readings of retribution. And yet, at the end of the last one, right before Tisha B'Av, we get a glimpse of hope. The prophet Zechariah speaks of when Tisha B'Av will become a festival of great rejoicing. When? Well, it all depends on us. Likewise, the prophet Isaiah concludes his chastisements with the ringing declaration of faith in humanity. So how can we turn mourning into rejoicing? In our own day, how can we turn losing our sense of what is normal into an opportunity to be compassionate and to move towards compassionate actions? In his commentary to this week's Torah portion, Rabbi Shlomo Riskin teaches, quote, "The formative and formidable challenge of Tisha B'Av is the word Eicha, the first word of the scroll of Lamentations, which means wherefore, as in Eicha is the city, wherefore is the sacred city alone and desolate, a challenging question directed at God after the destruction of both temples. But the Hebrew letters of Eicha, the same exact 4 letters, Aleph, Yud, Kaf, Hey, also spell another word, famous word in the Torah, and that word is Ayeka, with different vowels. That means, where are you? These are God's challenging question to Adam after he sinned by eating the forbidden fruit. God's challenging questions to each of us: where are you in these fateful times fraught with possibilities for redemption? End quote. Facing the reality of a paradise lost, Adam's natural instinct was to hide, to withdraw from everything that brought him pain or discomfort. But God's question was Ayeka, where are you? As if to lure Adam out of his hiding place and invite him to re-engage with a world that did not seem normal to him anymore. The events we are living in today's world are things that people will talk about in history books. From the most bizarre and dangerous precedent that we might have ever seen to a pandemic that is the likes of which the world has never experienced. In the middle of these fateful times, we are asked, Ayeka, where are you? Like Adam, our first reaction is to hide, to withdraw from discomfort, the discomfort that the political situation paired with a pandemic that seems out of control. We are all trying to do the best we can with what seems a series of untenable circumstances. But Ayeka, where are you? Are you withdrawing? Are you barely managing to survive? Or are you looking at the possibility of redemption already present in these unusual times? What is your next move? Knowing that each one of us would do what is best so that we can mitigate the risks the world exposes us to, each of us needs to find a way to stop dwelling on all the negativity that surrounds us and instead find all the new possibilities, all the opportunities that are opening for us. For instance, Torah study at our congregation is now on Zoom. Imagine in the middle of winter, ice and snow. Yes, it will come back. It's not all like this. You are stuck at home, but guess what? We can still get together. And services, of course, we hope to come back together without any restrictions in the future. But if you don't feel like leaving the house, or you cannot, again, think the middle of the winter. Guess what? We'll be here, bringing Shabbat and Jewish celebrations and Torah learning into your lives. Call it positive spin or a wishful thinking on my part, if you wish. But having negative thoughts about everything around us is not what Judaism teaches, and is not, newsflash, how Judaism survived for thousands of years. In every adversity, we sow the seeds of redemption. In every moment of despair, we uncover the rays of a new, better tomorrow. It can be done. At every turn of history, when things were not going our way, and believe me, they are plenty, our people, with hope in our hearts, with tikva as our strength, again and again, we turn things around. That historical chance is ours now. It is yours. So, Ayeka, where will you be? Have a Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm going to go back to my...
Join us in the sun.
It's almost behind the tree. Let's do it all over again.
You don't believe in the sincerity of my laughter?
We now prepare for our moment of remembrance. Eternal God, who sends consolation to all sorrowing hearts, we turn to you for solace in this, our trying hour. Though bowed in grief at the passing of our loved ones, we reaffirm our faith in you. Help us, Adonai, to rise above our sorrow and face the trials of life with courage. Give us insight in this hour of grief, so that from the depth of our own suffering may come a deepened sympathy for all who are bereaved. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of the Shoah, whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation, whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. We are observing the Shloshim period for Brenda Safer, sister and sister-in-law of Judy and Marshall Weingarten, Susan Grebner-Wary, sister and sister-in-law of Barbara and Mike Ginsberg, Judith Phyllis Frimmerman, aunt of Paula Frimmerman, Radine Shaw, mother and mother-in-law of Roseanne and Randy Deitch, Irma Schneiderson, stepmother and stepmother-in-law of Mark and Regan Schneiderson, step-grandmother of Carly and Beth. And on this Shabbat, we remember the following yortzites of members of our congregation: Manuel Altman, Patty Bastable, Theodore Berman, Theodore Bloom, Dorothy Botwin, Eleanor Capson, Jerome Dribben, Daniel Eliashar, Gussie Friedson, Paul Giddle, Rod Landreth, Pam Lear, Saul Lieberman, Ben Milgram, Rosalia Panner, George Reedy, Sterling Ronai, Bess Rosentrader, Francis Zurovsky Sandhaus, Eva Sandler, Mel Sains, Albert Schoenwetter, Grace Schaffran, Barbara Levin Thompson, Aida Timmerman, Betty Warady, Celia Schwartz, Kenfer Zajcik. If you're joining us on Facebook Live and have other names you'd like to add, those that you remember, please type their names now. Zichronam Livracha, may the memories be for a blessing. On page number 4, together we join in Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chiruteh ve'yamlich malchuteh, בחייכון ובמכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך ללם וללמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. A few announcements before we part. We would like to thank everyone who's joined us here in person and online from around our area and around the world. Special thanks to Larry Meyer for our beautiful redesigned outdoor space that he managed to do with his team. Thank your team too.
This is the first time you all get to be here on the inaugural.
Yes, we have a tablado. It's called a tablado in Spanish. You know, it's like a
Show off.
well, no, you know, that's what they do. You know, with the flamenco. They have it.
Oh. That's another service.
That's another service, exactly. But I'd like to thank Vic Finkelstein, who is joining us this evening, and Larry Meyer and Leslie Zucker. Yeah, you can applaud. It's okay. Yeah. So. You've been so good, so quiet. And also thanks to Dave Zucker and Riley Hendricksy for managing our comment. And we welcome Kyle today. He's our sound engineer also, so you could all hear us here and across the streaming world. Also, we'd like to thank our staff and volunteers who work to make this gathering in person possible. We will be back here tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. on Facebook Live. So
In the
here,
air
there, but
conditioning.
not here. If you would like to join us for Torah study, our Sichat Shabbat will begin tomorrow at 9 a.m. On Zoom, you can see the Facebook event for that information. Just a reminder that though our building is now open, you must have an appointment with a member of our staff in order to be led into the building. Our entire staff can still be reached by email or by Facebook Messenger, as always. If you would like to join us for other things, many of the stuff is going to be on our Facebook. Just two more things that I want to point out to everybody. We're still providing meals for homebound members of Calvary Temple Baptist Church. If you're interested, please email connect@beth-torah.org for more information. And that is Aviva, who is over there. That's her email. You guys can say hi to her, Aviva. And also the Community Blood Center of Kansas City is still in need of urgent blood donors. Donated blood is a way to help save life, so you can find the links and information in the notes sections of our Facebook page.
I did not divide these up very evenly tonight, so here we go. We are also doing a hygiene drive for our sister congregation, Calvary Temple Baptist Church. If you are not, I want to share this. If you're not comfortable going out and getting things and bringing them by, because we're doing an in-person contactless on August 2nd in the morning, you can come by and like pop your trunk and we'll take it out. Nobody has to touch nothing. And we can see each other. If you're still not comfortable with that, my mom saw this and she sent me a check and said, will you please go buy things and donate on my behalf? So if you're not comfortable, find a friend who is comfortable, and I'm sure you can find someone who would help you make that donation. Apparently I will. No song session on this Wednesday. Coming up, the next song session will be the first Wednesday of August. Look forward to seeing you there. Tomorrow night, we will have a Facebook Live Havdalah. That's at 8 o'clock on the Congregation Beth Torah Facebook page. Our next virtual Oneg is July 31st. Watch your e-news for details. And we have added a learning opportunities group on our Facebook page. We've heard a lot from folks about wanting more opportunities to learn a variety of things. So we have created, if you go to the Congregation Beth Torah Facebook page, you look on the side and you click on groups. There's a group called Learning Opportunities. And Rabbi Kleiman is doing an amazing job of, as things pop up in her feed, she's putting them in there. So we're not sponsoring any of this, but we're using it as a compendium so that you can get the information that you want to go out and learn more Jewish stuff and get your Jewish on. And that's it for me. Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
Whew.
So finally, don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Like our page, which means that you'll probably be following our page and you will get notifications of all our virtual events. And that's all. Have a Shabbat Shalom and stay healthy. Now, our closing song, again, is Oseh Shalom. And for this one, your hands come in very, very handy. If you would like to stand and join us, we can do this together.
I picked the clappiest, stampiest, dancingest version I could think of. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imu. Let's turn it up a notch. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imu. Amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imu. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Take care of each other out there.
Be safe.